Beloved audience, the cunning criminal, confident in his intellect, believes he can craft a flawless crime, one destined to remain undiscovered, a burden he would never bear. His meticulous planning and thorough preparations consider every contingency. Yet amidst his calculations, he overlooks the omnipotence of divine providence. As we embark on this journey, I extend an invitation to you, dear subscribers, to join us in exploring the tale of this artful murderer and the pivotal oversight that reveals his elaborate scheme. Before we dive into the heart of this narrative, I implore you to subscribe to our channel, engage with the like button, and activate the notification bell so you stay attuned to our upcoming revelations. Let us proceed to unravel the story set in Jade Neo, a tranquil haven nestled within the Ontario province of Canada. In keeping with the quintessential Canadian spirit, this modest town embraces serenity and cleanliness, a hallmark of the region. Inhabitants of this hamlet forge intimate bonds, weaving themselves into the fabric of camaraderie. Amidst the embrace of this quaint township stands a modest shop overseen by two seasoned sisters, Annie and Nina. Annie, the senior at the age of 73, and her sibling Nina, age 70, have been guardians of this establishment for nearly half a century. Since their youthful days of assisting their father, they've woven themselves into the community's tapestry, becoming familiar, cherished figures. The virtues of morality and the radiance of their smiles have endeared them to their neighbors, fostering bonds akin to kinship. Thus, we turn our gaze to a frosty evening in November 1998, when an unexpected tumult disrupted the tranquility of this serene town, revealing a fracture in its peaceful visit. As concern-filled townsfolk hastened towards the source of the disturbance, they discovered a scene of disorder erupting from the town's oldest convenience store. The unique layout of this town, akin to a series of distinct residences rather than a conjoined urban landscape, drew inhabitants towards the unfolding commotion. The core of the incident revolved around Michael, Annie, and Nina's younger brother, consumed by inebriation and unleashing chaos. The two sisters endeavored to quell his tumultuous frenzy, but their efforts faltered in the face of his bullheaded belligerence. As townspeople intervened, Michael's fervor subsided, and they united to help restore order and rectify the disarray he left in his wake. Yet beneath a veneer of these tumultuous events simmered a narrative of discord, an orchestrated provocation that Michael had perceived. For some time, he had been incessantly demanding money from his sisters, squandering it on the allure of gambling and the illusion of fleeting pleasures. Once symbols of familial affection, the sisters' acts of kindness metamorphosed into embittered sources of resentment. This discord festered, widening the chasm between siblings, and culminated in the explosive incident witnessed by the townspeople. Following this event, Michael vanished into the shadows, leaving the town's populace to speculate on his whereabouts and motives. Whispers spread, suggesting that he had resorted to threatening the sisters' lives, brandishing ultimatums of either pecuniary surrender or grave consequences. 3 days later, on the fateful night of November 23rd, the town was stirred from slumber by a distant, piercing shriek. The anguished cry echoed from passersby who chanced upon the sight of flames devouring the upper echelons of the sisters' residence, situated directly above their shop. Swiftly, the town's vigilant citizens summoned the guardians of law and order, as well as the brave firefighters. The blaze was subdued, but a sense of urgency prevailed as they endeavored to rescue the trapped sisters. Regrettably, only Nina emerged from the smoldering edifice, while the inferno claimed Annie. The flames had devoured her, rendering her existence as naught but ashes. Nina, on the other hand, clung to life but lay ensnared in a web of unconsciousness. During her treatment, doctors' discerning eyes uncovered a puzzle, an assemblage of bruises and wounds starkly incongruous with fire-related injuries. Thus, a medical riddle unfurled before them, a truth veiled within the realm of assault. Their diagnosis invoked swift action, leading to the involvement of the police, ushering in a realm of investigation. The investigators descended upon the scene, the very location now transformed into an enigma to be unraveled, as they pored over the remnants of the residence. Yet the voracious fire had consumed all in its path, including the potential breadcrumbs of evidence. Undeterred, the police engaged the community, subjecting its members to inquiries, especially those who shared proximity to the sisters' abode. A harmonious chorus emerged, painting Annie and Nina as paragons of virtue, unmarred by conflicts or rivalries. Their harmonious coexistence had bestowed upon the town a sense of familial unity. Though their reputations gleamed with positivity, The collective memory bore the weight of the recent altercation involving the sisters and their estranged brother. This rupture from their serene interactions cast a shadow of doubt, and Michael's subsequent disappearance only deepened the suspicion, clouding him with a nebulous veil of uncertainty. The police intensified their pursuit, summoning his likeness through photographs, casting it like a net across the province, ensnaring every checkpoint, airport, and port. Days flowed into weeks, until finally the tendrils of discovery brushed against Michael's figure. He lay unconscious in a tavern in the vicinity of Toronto, his faculties relinquished after a brawl with others in the establishment. Medical attention rejuvenated him, and the law's inquisition commenced. Michael, during the initial phases of interrogation, clung fiercely to his protestations of innocence, his voice quivering with the weight of vehement denial. When pressed about his whereabouts on the night of the incident, Michael wove a tale of camaraderie with a group of vagrant companions, purportedly carousing and imbibing in a forest to evade the winter's frigid embrace. Skepticism, like an insidious vine, wove itself around his narrative, for the harshness of the weather during the alleged escapade seemed incompatible with outdoor survival. A discrepancy cast a shadow upon his account. Regarding his abrupt disappearance, Michael confessed that fear had propelled him into the shadows, a self-imposed exile to avoid suspicion. However, beneath the surface of his statements, the detective sensed the truth's elusiveness, like a chameleon hiding within his word. The pieces of the puzzle refused to coalesce, and suspicion's shadow clung to him, leaving his innocence obscured by a veneer of deceit. As the police persisted in their inquiries, the narrative's threads spun upon an unexpected twist. Nina, who had languished in a coma, stirred from her slumber, casting off the mantle of unconsciousness. Her words, upon speaking, would ripple through the investigation, transforming it into a labyrinth of unforeseen revelations. Await, dear readers, the forthcoming segment of this tale as the unexpected and revelatory tides continue to surge, unveiling layers of truth obscured by the mists of ambiguity.